Hi everybody, welcome back to my YouTube channel. I know you guys are tired of me saying this all the time, but subscribe, okay? It's absolutely free to subscribe, and also make sure you guys keep commenting and liking and sharing my videos. That will help me motivate me to keep creating these contents for you guys, okay? And if you're new today, welcome to my little family. I would like to say thank you everybody for wishing me a lovely happy birthday. I have seen all your messages, super sweet. I just wanted to show my little love and appreciation to all of you guys for taking your time to wish me a beloved happy birthday. Okay, so moving on, today I am going to be actually showing you guys how I edit my Instagram photos. It is so simple. You will need a couple of apps to download. Now take your pen and paper and make sure you guys write down all these steps that I take to make my pictures even more fabulous. I am always catfishing you guys just a little bit, you know. I don't overdo or over edit my pictures because I really like natural and soft touches to my pictures, and I will be showing you the differences and the before and afters of the pictures that I'm going to be editing today with you guys. First of all, you will need this to take your pictures. I always tend to use daylight. Daylight is like the best lighting that you may get. So you need a really good lighting, you need a really good background. Like sometimes I'm like, you know what, I don't care about the background, but backgrounds actually make your pictures worth $1 million. So most of the time, if it's like a makeup selfie that I'm taking, I normally like a white plain background. So I tend to use my wall right here, or just use any other place in my house that I know has a white background. If it's outfits and other things, you can always stand wherever you want depending on the kind of outfits that you have on. Taking your pictures outside, absolutely amazing, with the sky and the buildings, you know, everything else. It depends what mood your Instagram is. I'm going to be unboxing this beautiful tripod, including a ring light. This got sent to me by an Amazon seller who wanted me to share this with you guys, and oh my god, you guys, so far loving this tripod absolutely 100%. I've used this tripod to do Instagram IGTV tutorial, and I've used it for all my photos lately, and I'm in love, you guys. I'm absolutely in love, mainly because it comes with the ring light. I even use this ring light for my makeup videos nowadays, and it's just like super amazing. So there you guys saw it. It is so amazing with this. You can take your pictures with this. You can increase the lighting just as shown in the previous video that I showed you. So for today, I'm going to be using this to take my pictures. So I have taken pictures prior to this video, but I'm still going to go ahead and show you guys how I'm going to be taking my pictures today. First, I'm going to place the tripod, and I'm going to take my phone. I'm going to screen record so you guys can see, and then I'm going to use this little remote here to take my pictures, okay? Okay, so I'm now in my camera. Forget this mess, you guys. When I'm filming, I just create mess all the time. So first, I'm going to start by taking my picture, and this is how I would take my picture. I will obviously make sure that I've got the background that I want. So I'm going to bring this down just a little bit. Then I'm gonna go into my camera and I'm gonna flip it so I can take selfies. Okay, now the first thing I'm gonna do is connect the remote control to a Bluetooth, and then what I always do is before I take my photos, I always put the live off because I hate live photos. I absolutely hate live photos. I'm not a big fan, but I always keep my HDR on. That's how I like it. Since today I'm taking selfies, what I tend to do is I go to portrait because I like taking my pictures portrait as it blurs the background. Now, I always keep it on natural light. If I want, I can put the flash on, and if I want, I can keep it off. But at the moment, I've got two soft boxes. I've really got a good lighting. I don't think I'm gonna add a flash on. Now, I'm gonna take the remote, and then I'm always gonna hide it so people don't see it, because the last thing you want is just holding a remote and taking a photo. So I always tend to keep it behind my back, or just, you know, hide it within my, and hide it in my hand, or whatever way works for you. You can hold your, you know, waist just to hide the remote so people don't see it. And then what I'm gonna do is there's a button right there for you to click on. So I'm gonna pose. So I'm gonna pose and click on the remote, and voila, that's my picture taken. Okay, so that's me taking all my photos, and then I obviously go to my camera roll just to make sure that I liked the pictures that I took and they're okay. So if you obviously don't like it, you can always just go back and take whatever and how many pictures you want. Now, moving on to editing. So what I do is I go to my camera roll, and here's all the pictures that I took today using the tripod and the remote. So I always go and favoritize the pictures that I loved. So if I like this, I'll just heart it so that it can go to my favorite folder. That way it's so much easier for me to pick which pictures I'm going to be editing. Because what happens is if you just leave it and then you go to the FaceTune app, it's gonna basically just be so hard for you to pick a picture that you like. So it's best that you go through your pictures first and then pick the photos that you like. So I've picked a couple. The more pictures that you take, the harder it is for you to choose which one that you absolutely like. So I'm gonna go to my editing app. So this is my photo and video folder. Now what I tend to do is I use the FaceTune 2, which is this app right here, because there's two FaceTunes. There's normal FaceTune, which is this one here, and then there's a FaceTune 2. So I tend to use FaceTune 2. I can't remember if I paid for it or not, but I think it's free now. You can check on app stores to see. But I think, you know what, even if you're gonna pay £1 or £2 for this app, I really think it's worth it because it really does make your photos flawless. Okay, since I've picked my favorites, I always just tend to go to the favorite. You can go to your recents, but then you get so much in there. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go to my favorites, and then I think I'm going to pick this photo right here to edit. The first button that I normally press on is the retouch button. Now with the retouch, you get so many different things here. If you press on the ones that says try, you're gonna have to pay for it. Like for example, if you click on this smoother button here, it says try, you're gonna have to pay for that. So I would say do not touch for anything that you do not pay for, otherwise you will need to pay a ridiculous amount just to smoothing your face when you already have it there. So the first thing I do is click on the whiten button, and then I zoom my eyes. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna make my eyes whiter, because sometimes when you take the picture, it may make your eyes a little bit yellowish, and that's the last thing you want. So I'm just gonna run through my finger like this. I always put it up just to see where I'm whitening in case I miss any spot, and then I always, you know, reduce the dose and just take it down. But I always tend to put it up first just to see where I'm whitening. Okay, then I'm gonna zoom out, and you can see the before and the after, before and after. But I'm gonna reduce this just a little bit because I feel that was too much. See, just to keep it, you know, a little bit natural. Like I said, I don't like to over edit my photos. I like to still keep it in the, you know, natural lane, just so I'm not overdoing it. Okay, now the next thing I'm gonna do, because my eyes aren't the only white thing in this photo, it's my makeup. So I'm gonna whiten my eyeliner just so it can pop and stand out. This is me catfishing you guys. Just, you know, it's still, I mean, my work is still neat, but you still want to make it a little bit perfect, you know, before you upload it. You don't want to be uploading something that's not, you know, really nice. You still want to make your work presentable, especially if you're a content creator, you're an influencer, and you are on Instagram. You want to keep it very good. Okay. So there we go, that's the before and after. Now if you make mistake, you can always press the whiten button again to erase anything that you feel like you overdid. You can always erase it, you know, if you made a mistake. Sometimes you try to whiten stuff and it whitens something else. For example, whiten my brows, and that's a mistake. I can always click on it and erase. There we go. So there we go, that's the before and after. Now the next thing that I do is I go ahead and click on the smoothing button. So I'm gonna smoothen my face just a little bit. I don't like to rub the smoothing all over my face, you know, because that's gonna be too fake. So I only smoothing the areas and spots that needs it. Now the first area I feel would be around my nose here, and it will be underneath on my cheeks as well, and then on my girl stash, because sometimes there's like wispy hairs. And I'm also gonna smoothen the other side of my face, and then I'm gonna smoothen a little bit on my neck and chin. And sometimes my lace is looking rusty, then I will smoothen my lace. and this is pretty much everything that I smooth in, to be honest, and that's it. Look at the difference before and after. So that's not a lot, okay? That's pretty okay. That's pretty all right. Okay, now moving on, I'm gonna click on the details button here, and then I'm gonna like tap, 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 tap. The last thing you want to do is just detail your face like this. You know, that's really bad. So we're gonna delete that. Let me just delete this so I can show you. Okay, so we click on the detail button, and then we're gonna tap on my eye area. I'm gonna detail my bracelet, and then I'm gonna detail my earrings, and I think that's it. That's it. That's all I'm gonna detail. So let us slide and see. Sometimes I click on the glow button and then I try to enhance my highlight. That's only sometimes. So I only like click and just put a dot on all points that I've highlighted on my face. You can see that blue. And sometimes I don't. It only depends really what mood I'm in. Most of the time I don't use this. Oops, that's me over highlighting my face. There we go. And the conceal is also very good if you're trying to hide something. You know, you can just, like, say you had a spot, like let's say my beauty spot, and I try to cover it. I can always go ahead. You see that? Just conceal it and voila, that's gone. But I'm not gonna do that because I like my spot right there. All right, we're gonna click on that button right there to just show that we are done and we are happy with this. So that's the before and this is the after. So I don't over edit my pictures, like I said. Then I go to edit, and this part you can always brighten and, you know, do whatever you want with your picture. Why I love this part so much is sometimes when I use the flash to take my pictures, my face can appear lighter than my neck. So what I tend to do is I would increase this, bring it up until I feel like my neck is light. Then I'm gonna use this eraser button right there, and then I'm gonna erase my face so that it doesn't brighten up my face, but it will brighten up my neck. And this way my face and neck could match. How cool is that? Because sometimes, you know, you take photos and the flash just kind of ruins it all for you. So we try to, you know, make it better. And this is the before and this is the after. So what I've done is I've increased the brightness on my neck, and now I feel like it's matching. What do you guys think? I think so. So I can bring it down a little if you want. If that's too much, you can always bring it down just pretty okay, like so. I think 15 is okay. That's it. So we can click on the correct button and we go back to editing. Then this time what we can do is we can go to contrast, and I tend to bring contrast all the way up to, maybe I'm gonna leave it on 5. It depends on the photo. In some cases you might need to increase it a bit more, in some cases you don't. Now with color, I don't think I need a lot of color. So I'm just gonna take it up to 3. And sharpen I really like to use because it makes the photo so natural, you know, it makes it very, very natural. So I will bring sharpen to 4. Now grain, sometimes I'm in the mood for a little bit of grain, sometimes I'm not. So grain just creates this really nice texture to the photo. Sometimes I do this, sometimes I don't. Sometimes I just bring it up to 55 and it causes a little bit of texture on my face, and sometimes I just really don't. In this case, I think I'm not gonna add any grain. I'm just gonna leave it as it is. So we go to light. I like using light because if you increase light, it actually brings light to your face and your whole entire photo. So I'm gonna bring light just a little bit, maybe to 9. Such a random color. Oh, actually I'm gonna bring it down. Here we go. I'm gonna bring it down there. And then you can always play around with the shadows. You know, you can always play around with the shadows. You can always play around with the highlights as well, depending on what you're looking for and the type of photos that you like. So I'm going to keep it at 0. I don't need to add any saturation or any of that. And this one is just for when you want to darken the background or lighten it up. That's entirely up to you. So you can play around just to see what fits you best. I'm going to go ahead and correct that. Sometimes I use paint. Now paint is really good for like when you want to increase your makeup. You can always click on tone, and I tend to use the black one. Then what I do is that I go around my eyeliner and like here. Now look at that. That basically darkens my eyeliner. Can you see? But I don't need it in this case because I'm quite happy with how the photo turned out, so I'm not gonna use it. Okay, now the next thing I do, sometimes I try to play around with the filters. You can add the different filters that you want depending on the mood and theme that you have on your Instagram. But in this photo, I don't know, I'm liking this one so far, but I'm gonna leave it natural. Okay, then I'm gonna go ahead and save this picture. Now the next app I'm going to be using is the Beauty Plus here. So I'm gonna use this Beauty Plus app. Then I'm gonna go to photo editor, and then I'm gonna click on that photo that I just edited. Now this app is the real catfish, you guys. This is the app that people actually use to make their waist smaller, their face smaller, their ass bigger, you know, their boobs bigger. It's up to you. I don't do any of that, but if it's needed, I will do it. But in this case, I always use the Slim app. So I'm gonna show you an example, okay? You can use this app to slim in your face. You know, I'm just gonna show you an example. Like, you know, you can do whatever you want. So you can say I'm moving my hands to the arrows, and look at that. This is how people make their waist or their ass bigger or smaller. But I'm not gonna do that, you know. I don't need it. But if you want auto is very good to use. If you want to slim in your face a little bit, you can use the auto button and look. Before, after. Before, after. So it makes your face a little bit slimmer. For people like me that feel a bit fat, this is a good one to use. Listen, this may not be for everyone. If you feel like this is not for you and you think we are fake or whatever, probably this is not the video for you. Okay, so just move on to the next one. But this is for us ladies that would like to keep it perfection, and we like to keep it perfect. Again, you're not trying to show people that you're somebody else. It's still you, but you know, you try to make your pictures a little bit perfect. So I'm gonna leave it at that. Sometimes you can reduce it, you know, depending on, you can increase it, you can reduce it, but I'm just gonna leave it at maybe 50, 60 something. This is great. Okay. And then what you can do is you can use tone. I like using tone. If you like to look very dark melanin, this is the best one to use, and you can increase it as much as you want or put it down for as much as you want. Now tone is really nice for my melanin and my light skin people. It depends what you like to look. I like to look melanin and, you know, chocolate soft brown, so I tend to go for the middle one here. And then I'll bring it down just a little bit, take it down a notch. That's it. And then okay, then the next button that I click on is the contour, and I love this one. I don't use it all the time, but I use it sometimes. So the contour one basically contours your face. How amazing. Look at that. Before and after, before and after. You can increase it, before, after, look at that. Or you can just keep it low so that, you know, see, this doesn't even make any difference. So I'm gonna bring it all the way up here, and that's it. And then that's it. They also have nice filters, so it's entirely up to you. Look at that filter. You can use any filter that you want, so entirely up to you, but I'm not gonna use any. So I'm gonna save this, and then that's basically everything I use. I remember there was a time that I used to use Lightroom. You can't use Lightroom. I'm just gonna show you how I use Lightroom. So with Lightroom, like for example, we are going to be uploading that photo. So it's this photo right here. And then what I tend to do is I would go to preset and then click on the natural, and I love this. That's the before and that's the after. Oh, that is so nice. But I think I like the before, because the after just gives me a little bit more color. You can use bright. Oh, look at bright. High contrast and detail, vivid or matte. See, I'm so indecisive. I'm not even sure anymore. Bright was quite nice. Okay, I'm gonna keep it maybe natural. Okay, and then we are going to be saving that. So this photo, you click on this part and export to camera roll, and that's that photo done. And this is the aftermath. So to help you guys see the difference, so that you guys know that there isn't a lot of difference, is I'm gonna use this layout app, and what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna pick the photo again. So that's the before and this is the after, and then I'm gonna do that. So that's it. Can you guys see that wasn't even a lot of difference? That's the before and this is the after. That wasn't bad, you guys. I think this was, you know, this was pretty okay. I didn't catfish a lot. I wouldn't say I catfished that a lot. I think this was such a decent and nice edit. I just brought out the color and the warmth in my face, you know, just made it stand out a little bit more. I really like my photos, quite simple, and this was pretty okay for me. Basically, that was everything that I do to edit my photos. That was it. And when I'm done, all I do is just take it to Instagram. I don't even use any of the tool that Instagram offers. Sometimes it depends really, but most of the time I don't have to, so I just go ahead and just upload it straight down there. I am going to be showing you guys the app that I use to organize my photos before I put them up onto Instagram. Okay, so this is the app that I use before uploading my photos onto Instagram. Now, I like using this app to organize my photos, just so I can see if the color and the theme or whatever comes next, if it's okay. You understand what I mean? So right now, this is where I am at Instagram. So it's showing me what my recent uploads are. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna upload a picture onto the UNUM app. It's called UNUM or UNUM, I'm not sure. So I'm gonna go to camera roll. I'm gonna choose a picture that I think I'm going to upload next. Import, and then I'm gonna click on that one, replace. Then I'm going to be uploading this video of me removing my lace frontal. So I'm gonna import this. For me to organize, you can always move things around. So sometimes I want to do, you know, a product, sometimes I want to do fashion, sometimes I just want to do you know, a selfie. Now I think my next photo is definitely going to be a video, only because the last photo that I uploaded was a selfie, so I don't want to put a selfie next to a selfie. So I'm gonna put a product like so, and then I'm going to upload my selfie. So this is where I organize everything that's gonna go onto my Instagram before I actually upload it. Okay, then what I tend to do as well, for me to be able to have some nice gaps for my captions, what I tend to do is go to my notes and just write my caption here, so I can create space, because on Instagram, if you're trying to write the captions, you can't really create space. So I make sure I write all the captions that I need onto my notes, and then I copy and paste it on Instagram. So when I get to Instagram, I can just go ahead straight away and just upload the photo that I like. Okay guys, this is basically how I edit my Instagram photos. Is nothing huge to it, you know, quite basic, quite simple, and I think you can do it as well. So I hope you guys learned a tip or two at least from me, and if you guys would like to see maybe how I edit YouTube videos, I don't know, you can let me know, and hopefully I can also fulfill that. All right, my beautiful people, I'm gonna let you guys off, and I will see you guys on my next video.